So I like to think of myself as somewhat of a casual iPhone buyer. I buy an iPhone and upgrade an iPhone every single year, but I buy a lot of used devices as well. And a couple of years ago, I was looking for a new iPhone pretty much to buy and use as a main device, and I actually got scammed technically in a way. And this actually happened way more than once, but for the own device that I was actually going to use on an everyday basis, I actually got scammed from it. Now, the main things and issues that I usually run into when buying a used device is pretty much, oh, the phone came in worse condition than the person offered, or their screen burned in when they said it wasn't, or they didn't mention, or whatever the case is. But these were some massive things that I couldn't even believe that was going on at that time. Now, a couple of years ago, I was looking for a new iPhone to actually go and upgrade to, and what ended up happening was I bought an iPhone 7. And this was when I think the iPhone 7 was a brand new phone. And what actually ended up happening was I bought an iPhone from a specific website online. I don't want to badmouth that website. It's very popular, and it's not the website's fault. It was the seller's fault. And I actually went ahead and I looked at the seller. It seemed like they had a lot of reviews, and I did the same protocol that I usually follow. I checked the ESN or IMEI number. I checked the serial number. Everything looked good. So I went ahead and purchased it. And when I actually got that iPhone in-house, it was fully functional. There was really nothing wrong with it, and it looked almost like a brand new device. And I got it for, I think, $150 or $200 cheaper than what it was selling for brand new at the time. So it wasn't like it was a $100 phone. It was still like $500 or something, or $450, but it was a really good value, I think. And after booting it up, I used it for a couple of days, and what actually ended up happening was that phone randomly stopped getting signal. And I was like, what the heck is going on? The phone was perfectly fine like 2 hours before. I made sure I was connected to Wi-Fi connection, and we have the Wi-Fi calling and all that stuff. Still no signal, no service, connection was, going on. And I kept looking, and I, kept checking. I rebooted the phone, updated the phone, took my SIM card out, in and out. Nothing worked, and I was kind of freaking out what happened. And I went ahead and checked the EMI number again, or the, serial number, and it actually turned out that phone had a bad IMEI number after I purchased it. So I was thinking about it. I was like, why did this happen? And I called the, phone company that phone went through. And it actually turned out that phone was reported stolen after I had purchased it. So when I checked that, serial number, it was perfectly fine because it was at that time. But then when I actually got it, it was actually stolen, or it was reported stolen. So I contacted the original seller. I told them what happened, and pretty much they were, super easy to talk to, and I was able to return that phone, and they can figure it out from there. But I got my money back, and I was happy about it. But not a lot of people are able to go ahead and actually, get their phone returned and get their money back for it. So that was a really scary thing that happened, but I'm glad I was able to get fixed. Now, another time I got scammed, this isn't really a scam, it was kind of more my fault, to be honest. But sometimes when you look at phones, you think like, oh, this phone has a minor problem and you can go and fix it. Well, a couple of years ago, and I actually made a video about this, I think 3 years ago, and it was my most popular video at that time. It got like it got a good amount of views. What actually ended up happening was I bought this iPhone 10 when the iPhone 10 was the flagship at that time, and it had a green line going through it. So I went ahead and I actually bought it, and I looked online, and the people said, hey, if you get this phone and if you have this problem, Apple will pretty much fix it for you for free. So I was like, oh, that's perfect. I will go ahead and buy this iPhone for much, much cheaper. I will go ahead and, give it to Apple for them to fix it for free, and I can go ahead and just, move on with my day. Well, what ended up happening was I went ahead and bought it. I went to the Apple store, and they actually told me that phone had water damage, and in no way or shape or form was I informed that thing actually had water damage. So what ended up happening was I contacted the same people, I let them know the story, and they pretty much were able to return it, and I was able to get my money back for it too. But that one was definitely more my fault than anything else. I tried to think I could fix it, but they just wouldn't fix it because it had water damage, and the people actually took it to the Apple store before, which is another funny thing. But ultimately, those are a couple ways I pretty much got scammed, for buying some iPhones here and there. The first one was an absolute scam. The second one was a little bit different. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.